Spiritual awakening isn't the end. It's the beginning. You've just transcended what countless souls spend lifetimes desperately seeking. Can you fully grasp the significance of this moment, the spiritual journey? So many seekers become obsessed with the relentless pursuit of enlightenment and awakening. But that was never the ultimate destination. That was merely the threshold you've courageously crossed. What unfolds next, after awakening completes its purpose, is where genuine transformation takes root. And here's the fascinating paradox. Almost no one discusses what awaits on the other side. No one prepares you for how profoundly different existence becomes once you've crossed over. You're no longer caught in the awakening process. You're truly free. You'll encounter numerous unexpected, extraordinary experiences when your spiritual awakening completes its cycle. These unspoken realities that no one warns you about are vital companions on your journey forward. Because after awakening, life doesn't become simpler. It becomes authentic. Wouldn't you expect that following an intense spiritual awakening, life would remain dramatic and filled with constant signs, synchronicities, and profound revelations? But one of the most startling developments, everything grows quiet. Suddenly, there's a profound calm that descends, perhaps even bringing a sense of emptiness. You might wonder, where has all that magnificent energy gone? What happened to the excitement and breakthroughs that once filled your days? But this newfound stillness, it isn't signaling a weakening of your spiritual connection. In fact, it represents precisely the opposite. It confirms you've integrated the lessons and elevated your consciousness to a new level. This period of calm can feel disorienting, even unsettling. You might worry something essential is missing, or worse, that you're somehow regressing. But in reality, this quietness is evidence that your spirit has fully settled into its new vibration. The external chaos is no longer necessary to awaken you, because you've already completed that inner work. Now you're mastering the art of being rather than seeking, simply existing in perfect alignment. The storm was essential to break apart old patterns. The stillness is where true power reveals itself. Your spirit may have transcended, but your physical body is still adjusting. After your spiritual awakening completes its cycle, something remarkable happens. You begin noticing shifts within your physical body. It's as if your physical form processes everything at a slower pace, gradually catching up to your spiritual evolution. Some days you experience extraordinary vitality, feeling more vibrant than ever before, while other days bring unexpected waves of fatigue. What's actually happening beneath the surface? Imagine this perspective. Your body serves as the physical vessel for your spirit, and although your spirit has ascended to new heights, your physical form requires time to recalibrate. You're literally reprogramming your physical structure to harmonize with your new energetic frequency. During this adjustment phase, it's completely natural to experience spontaneous changes in appetite, sleep patterns, or even your physical appearance. Perhaps you notice your skin looking clearer, your posture improving effortlessly, as if your body is intuitively responding to this higher vibration. Conversely, old physical discomforts might temporarily resurface, or emotions might overwhelm you without obvious triggers. This represents your body releasing dense, outdated energy that no longer aligns with your awakened state. Your physical form gradually becomes a reflection of your spirit's transformation. Though sometimes slow, the process is undeniable and unstoppable. You are literally transforming on every level of your being. Even emotions you believed were completely healed may unexpectedly resurface, creating confusion. You might wonder, haven't I already worked through this thoroughly? But understand that post-awakening, healing penetrates to previously inaccessible layers. While your spirit has been liberated, your body continues processing accumulated trauma and conditioning from your past experiences. Welcome this cleansing phase with patience and compassion. It confirms genuine transformation is unfolding exactly as it should. Don't rush this sacred process, as your body is synchronizing with your spirit's elevated frequency. Although these physical and emotional shifts may feel strange or challenging, They're powerful confirmation that you've entered an unprecedented chapter of your evolution. One of the most surprising experiences following spiritual awakening is the profound disconnection you may suddenly feel from others around you. It's almost as if people you once felt deeply connected to, and places that previously felt like home, now seem foreign and distant, creating a sense of disorientation and even grief. You might begin questioning why you feel so isolated in your experience. Here's the insight that will liberate you. This separation isn't punishment, nor does it indicate something's wrong with your path. In fact, it's one of the clearest indicators that your vibrational frequency has fundamentally transformed. You're no longer operating at the same energetic level as those around you, which explains why they seem distant or unable to understand your experience. What feels like painful isolation is actually the universe creating necessary space for your next level of soul connections. You might notice even your closest friends or family members seem unable to comprehend you anymore. They might withdraw from you, or worse, dismiss the profound changes you've experienced as imagination or temporary phase. This can wound deeply, especially when it comes from those you've cherished for years. But here's the transformative truth. Those destined to continue alongside you on this journey will naturally elevate themselves to meet you where you are. Those who cannot will gradually fade from your experience, not because they are somehow flawed, but because their chapter in your story has fulfilled its purpose. This disconnection isn't something to fear or resist. It's an invitation to cultivate deeper, more authentic relationships that perfectly align with your new vibration. You aren't truly alone in this experience. You're simply creating sacred space for people who resonate with your emerging self. You might even notice new individuals entering your life unexpectedly, people who intuitively understand your spiritual evolution, who connect with you on a soul level without requiring explanations. This is the universe orchestrating behind the scenes, bringing you into alignment with your authentic soul family. Yes, it feels strange and sometimes profoundly isolating, but the reality is, your spiritual awakening has placed you on a path that not everyone from your past can follow, and that's perfectly as it should be. As you continue aligning with your new frequency, the right people will naturally gravitate toward you, transforming what once felt like painful isolation into a profound blessing. The spectacular fireworks have faded away. You're no longer chasing spiritual signs, yet something feels strangely missing. When your spiritual awakening concludes, something unexpected happens. The magic, signs, and synchronicities that once filled your days begin to diminish. You no longer see angel numbers everywhere you look, and those spiritual highs that once filled you with wonder become less frequent. It can feel as though the universe has suddenly gone silent. This quiet period might leave you confused, perhaps questioning whether you've somehow lost your divine connection. But here's the beautiful truth. You haven't lost anything at all. The universe simply no longer needs to communicate so dramatically to capture your attention. This silence is the ultimate confirmation of your spiritual maturity. You've reached a state where external validation isn't necessary to feel connected to Source. Consider it this way. Previously, you required constant reassurance, persistent reminders that you were on the right path. Now you have become the path itself. You've fully internalized the spiritual wisdom you once desperately sought outside yourself. The magic hasn't disappeared from your life. It has become integrated into your very being. You no longer require external signs to validate your connection. You have become the living embodiment of that connection. This transition can feel disorienting initially. You've grown accustomed to dramatic external confirmations of your spiritual journey, and as they fade, it's natural to feel something's missing. But this is actually a sign of profound spiritual evolution. The deeper you journey into authentic awakening, the less you depend on those spiritual highs and synchronistic moments. You're learning to exist in a state of quiet being rather than perpetually chasing spiritual validation. What might feel like a loss of magic is actually the ultimate form of spiritual maturity. You've ceased the endless search and simply exist in perfect alignment with your highest self. You no longer need the universe to whisper its secrets in your ear, because you've discovered that eternal voice within your own heart. Once the awakening concludes, the question naturally emerges: what now? The answer: a renewed purpose and direction. Now that your spiritual awakening has completed its cycle, you might find yourself contemplating a powerful question. What comes next? After all the revelations, inner healing, and dramatic shifts in perception, where do you go from here? This is where the journey becomes truly fascinating and deeply personal. During your initial awakening, the purpose seemed clear: self-discovery, healing, and understanding your universal connection. But now, standing on the other side of awakening, a new purpose begins to crystallize with remarkable clarity. Your mission now shifts to embodying everything you've learned, creating a life that perfectly aligns with your highest self and deepest values. The conclusion of awakening isn't the end of your spiritual journey. It marks the beginning of an entirely new chapter filled with purpose and meaning. The knowledge and wisdom you've gained must now be applied in the tangible world around you. It's no longer about discovering your authentic self, but living as that self consistently and courageously every day. This new purpose often manifests as a compelling urge toward service to others. You may feel a deep yearning to support others on their spiritual paths, to share your hard-won insights, or to create something meaningful that reflects your elevated vibration, whether through your work, relationships, or creative expressions. Your purpose has transformed from seeking to being and giving. The completion of awakening initiates the beginning of aligned action. Your purpose becomes living harmoniously with your highest self, and in doing so, naturally elevating those around you through your presence and example. This shift might feel strange initially. The searching has ended, potentially leaving a temporary emptiness. However, within this apparent void, your new purpose will emerge organically and powerfully. It's less about striving and more about embodying your truth in everyday life. The more authentically you express your true self, the clearer your path forward becomes. And the beautiful gift of this phase: you're released from the burden of figuring everything out through mental effort. Life begins unfolding naturally and effortlessly, in perfect harmony with divine timing. After awakening, your sensitivity to energies transforms completely. It's heightened and sometimes overwhelming in its intensity. One of the most remarkable post-awakening experiences is your dramatically increased sensitivity to everything surrounding you: people, environments, even seemingly inanimate objects. It's as though an entirely new perceptual dimension has been activated within your consciousness. You might sense the energetic quality of a space before physically entering it, or perceive someone's emotional state without a single word being spoken. This heightened sensitivity can feel simultaneously like a precious gift and a challenging responsibility. Perhaps you've always possessed some awareness of subtle energies, but post-awakening, this ability intensifies exponentially. You may notice increased sensitivity to noise, crowded environments, or even certain foods that previously caused no disturbance. What you're experiencing is your newly awakened energy field, attuning to frequencies that were previously beyond your perception. This isn't a burden or affliction to overcome. It's your emerging superpower and spiritual gift. You're now calibrated to a frequency perfectly aligned with your highest self, and anything of lower vibration initially feels jarring or intrusive to your system. This heightened sensitivity might initially cause discomfort or overwhelm, as if you're carrying excessive energy that isn't yours, but with practice, you'll learn to navigate this expanded awareness. You'll develop sophisticated methods to protect your energy field, establishing healthy boundaries that allow you to filter out discordant energies while staying open to what truly nourishes your soul. This sensitivity also profoundly deepens your empathy and intuition. You begin understanding people at a soul level, perceiving beyond their words and actions to their authentic essence and intentions. It's almost as if you can sense their unspoken thoughts, emotions, and needs with remarkable clarity. This ability allows you to navigate relationships with unprecedented wisdom, while requiring mindfulness about how much external energy you absorb. Your sensitivity represents your greatest spiritual strength. It enables you to move through life with clarity, compassion, and discernment. The key lies in learning to master this gift, without becoming overwhelmed by the intensity of others' energies. This new dimension of awareness is one of the most profound developments emerging after your awakening concludes. It confirms you've evolved beyond ordinary perception, stepping into a deeper, more conscious connection with the living world around you. Life after awakening may appear to return to normal, but this normal bears little resemblance to what came before. As your spiritual awakening concludes, you might notice something curious and perhaps confusing. Life around you seems to resume its ordinary rhythm. You wake up, move through your day, interact with others, and everything superficially resembles your pre-awakening existence. But there's a fundamental, unmistakable difference. You feel completely transformed within, yet paradoxically, nothing in the external world seems to have changed to match your inner revolution. This return to apparent normalcy can be one of the most confusing post-awakening phases. You might wonder if the transformation was somehow temporary, or if anything meaningful really changed at all. But the profound truth is, everything has transformed completely. You've changed at such a fundamental level that, while the external world appears unchanged, it no longer affects you or controls you as it once did. The world hasn't changed, but your perception and relationship to it has been completely reborn. What once triggered emotional reactivity no longer holds that power over your inner peace. What once excited or disturbed you now feels more neutral and transparent. This is the true hallmark of authentic spiritual transformation. You might notice you no longer react to challenging situations as you previously did. Where anxiety or stress once dominated your experience, you now observe with calm detachment. Things that once generated intense drama or emotional turbulence now seem less significant, almost transparent by comparison. This isn't indicating a loss of passion or engagement with life. It signals you've outgrown dependency on external circumstances for your inner well-being. The return to apparent normalcy might feel strange initially, but it's actually a precious gift. You've mastered remaining grounded in your spiritual truth, even amidst ordinary everyday circumstances, and that's the most powerful achievement possible on the spiritual path. If you've journeyed with me to this point, I want to express my deepest gratitude for your presence and attention. If these insights have resonated with your own awakening experience, and you'd like to continue exploring together, please consider subscribing to support this work. Your encouragement truly means everything to me. I'd love to hear about your own awakening experiences or reflections in the comments below. Until we meet again, take gentle care of your beautiful spirit and subscribe for more insights on this sacred path we share together.